Hi everyone, it's Miss Shaw and today we are painting. Okay, so before we painted, I wanted to give you a quick video tour. So I brought my son Ethan here today to show you and to demonstrate the expectations and procedures for painting.
Hi.
He's going to show us what we do to paint. So the first thing Ethan's going to do is he's going to stand up and push in his chair. And he's going to go get a paint shirt. The first thing Ethan did was he took a marker and he wrote his name so that we would know whose paper it is at the end of class when they're all over on the drying rack. If you are a number 1, then that means you're going to be in charge of getting the supplies for everyone at your table. So if you have 4 people at your table and 4 stools, you are going to get 4 paintbrushes. If there are only 2 people at your table, you're going to get 2 paintbrushes. Number 2s are going to be in charge of collecting the paper. Number 2s are going to be in charge of the drying rack. Only the number 2 person from your table is going to be putting your artwork on the drying rack. The only time that you need to put a shelf down is when there is paper completely filling up the shelf, okay? So when there is paper filling up the shelf, that is when you put down a new shelf, and that is all. Some like that. Thank you for demonstrating, Ethan. Once there is paper under a shelf, you don't want to lift it up because watch what happens to that paper. Oh, it slides down, and then all of the papers will slide down on top of one another, and all that wet paint will ruin everybody's painting, okay? So once paper is on a shelf, again, we are not lifting up the shelf anymore. We are going to pull down another shelf and just one shelf. Okay, now we're going to talk about getting our brush ready to paint. Now, Ethan, would you please hold up that brush? These little furry things here, those are called bristles, okay? You're gonna when you hold your brush, you're gonna hold it from the handle here. And the first thing you're gonna do, I'm gonna show you how to use paint that is dry. This is called cake tempera paint, and these are watercolor paints. And the way we do it is pretty simple. You're just going to dip your paintbrush into the water and choose the color you would like to choose. Ethan, what color would you like to use?
This one.
Okay, so you're going to add water to that color green, and Ethan, go ahead and get a little bit more water, because what we want is for that green there to look like a puddle. So keep adding water to it until it looks like a puddle. Does it look like a puddle now?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and you can make a mark on your paper. Okay, now let's say Ethan wants to change colors. If we were to go ahead and put our paintbrush in that yellow paint, don't do it though, Ethan, hold on. Wait, what do you think would happen to that yellow paint if we put our green paintbrush in there? What do you think would happen?
It would turn green, so that would be too green.
Yeah, and we don't want there to be too green. So Ethan's going to give his brush a bath. Now, Ethan is going to move the brush around the sides, touch the bristles, the hairs of the brush to the bottom, and then he's going to tap, tap, tap on the side of the cup. Tap, 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 get that extra water out. Then you may notice as you continue to paint that your water's going to change colors. I know that's always a lot of fun, but listen, if your water gets so dark that whenever you paint, it's changing the colors on your paper, and you don't want it to be brown water, then you can raise your hand. Ethan, will you raise your hand for me, please? You can raise your hand, and I will come and get you a fresh cup of water. Now, when you're done painting, we're going to, the number 4s at our table are going to be in charge of cleaning up our paint. You're going to bring your paint over here to the counter and set it down, okay? We're going to set it here, and we're going to pile them up in a nice stack like that. Okay, now Ethan is done painting, and let's say that he is a number 2. So he is going to be in charge of collecting the papers from his table and putting them on the drying rack. Now, he's not going to put down another shelf there. There is still lots of room for other papers, so we are going to leave that shelf up. Okay, now it is cleanup time. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. You're going to go ahead and take your water cup, and you're going to bring it over to the sink, and you're going to dump out the water cup. You're going to give it one little rinse of water. Dump that out and put it upside down in my drying rack. Thank you. Now let's go get your paintbrush. You're going to run water over it. Use your fingers to get the paint out of the bristles like this. Okay, sometimes I even like to do this. I kind of push the bristles down on the bottom of the sink, but notice how I am running my fingers through the bristles to get all that paint that's stuck in the bottom. Okay, Ethan, would you turn off the water, please? You can give it a little shake, 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 and you're going to put it right here next to this other paintbrush, okay? And you are going to put it bristle up, okay? Bristle up, because otherwise the paintbrushes might dry kind of funny, like a bad hair day. And we don't want our paintbrushes to have a bad hair day, okay? Next thing Ethan's going to do is he's going to walk over to take his paint shirt off. Ethan is not going to leave the shirt on the floor for me to clean it up, because although I'm Ethan's mommy and I can help him clean up sometimes, I'm not your mommy. So you're going to clean up after yourself. And when Ethan's in my classroom, he cleans up after himself too. Notice how he's going to hang it from the neck hole. If you hang it from the neck hole, it stays a lot easier than hanging it from the sleeve. Now it's time we're going to throw away our trash. And just like that, Ethan's going to come back to his seat and show me that he's ready to line up. Excellent job, Ethan. Thank you so much, sir, for helping today. So there you have it. That is painting in Miss Shaw's art room. I want to thank you for watching, and now let's paint. What we're going to do is we're going to wait for the real Miss Shaw, not the virtual TV Miss Shaw, to come over and give you directions on how to get back to your table.